Every month, I try and share with you the latest data since this channel has gone monetized in January of this year. To hit monetized thresholds here on YouTube, you need to have achieved 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers on your channel content before you can unlock Google's AdSense. Once you've done that, every video that you post can be monetized at your choice, and anything over 8 minutes long allows you to insert mid-roll adverts which can also earn income for you. And every single month, as a kind of series here on my channel, I've shared with you my earnings. And I've just recently been paid by Google, and so I'm sharing that information with you today. So let's dive into it. Right here on the screen, I'm going to put each of the windows that I'm going to cover on my phone here and share with you the statistics of this month. I'm going to walk you through each of the windows that I see on the Google Creator app and just give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain of how this platform works. And maybe if you're considering starting a channel, it might just let you see the possibilities of earning some money on YouTube. So this is for the month of August. You're always a month behind in payment. You typically get paid from Google themselves around the 20th to the 25th of each month, and that's paid the following month for the data that they've received, all right? So let's dive in. How many views did the channel receive for the month of August? And you'll see on this window here right now, I'll pop this up. Well, August was 118,493 views in total. So quite a considerable step down from July. However, if you can see the chart that I've got on screen now, it's kind of like the roller coaster that the channel goes through. Spurts of growth, then a little bit of a pullback, then spurts of growth again. And that's kind of just the ride that you're on. Posting videos, making content, not every one will be a slam dunk. Not every video will be your #1 viral sensation. But for me, it's about consistency, regularly sharing what I'm up to here on the channel and creating content with you. So just off of 120,000 views, the #1 video for that particular month was an eBay complaint video where I was sharing the challenges of selling all of my life's possessions in order to leave and come here to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia with my wife to start a new life. All right, let's jump onto the next screen. So here, as I've just mentioned, you're trying to achieve 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period. What does that look like in reality? Well, across I think 23 videos that I posted for the month of August, I generated 8,482 hours of watch time on YouTube. So more than double the threshold. And remember, to hit 4,000 watch hours, which seems like a huge amount, 23 videos was able to generate double that value in just a single month. To achieve the 4,000 watch hours, to hit the payment threshold at YouTube, you have 12 months, a rolling 12 months to do that. So don't fear these challenges that YouTube sets for you, the 1,000 subscribers, the 4,000 watch hours. Make videos, post, move on, and keep repeating that cycle, and you will grow an audience and you will grow the watch hours, all right? But that lets you see, and that eBay video itself did 1.4K on its own. All right, next up, subscribers. How many subscribers did I gain for the month of August? Well, 1,041 in total. I posted a video about having no job, having no home, and our plans to leave the UK, and that pulled in 677 people that connected enough with that video to want to follow this journey. So thank you to everybody that's joined in the month of August. Welcome to my channel. My name is John. I'm from Scotland. I've lived in England for 13 years, working in a sales job. I've been in sales for 31 years. I was made redundant at Christmas, and I've started this channel to just talk about life and with a goal of escaping. And here we are, we've escaped. We're in Malaysia, and the journey and the adventure has just begun. So welcome to all of the new viewers that are on this channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm looking out here over the skyline, and I'll show you what that looks like, and I can't believe it. Each of the videos will cover different topics, and I'll go in and share a little bit more about where we're staying, what the costs are, how we've got here, how I'm making all this happening. But this series is about the data, the YouTube information that so many people want to know. Let's carry on. The next window that I'm sharing with you here looks at where the views and the statistics came from, because you have long form, which is anything over a couple of minutes long would be considered as long form, and then you have shorts, which are typically like up to 60 seconds long. So from that, I generated 44.3k from the new viewers came in through videos, and shorts brought in 113 new viewers in total. So for me, my channel is about long form, typically videos around 8 to 10 or sometimes longer videos rather than the shorts. For me, my short content is really just not punchy enough to hit the algorithm and go viral. So it's about telling you a little bit more detail, which is those typical 8 to 10 minute, if not longer videos. But 44,000 new people arrived on the channel in the month of August through those longer form videos. The monthly audience, you can see here from the 1st of August to the 31st of August, there was a steady decline. And again, August, summer months, I'm not worrying about these things. I look at the statistics, I find it interesting. But by the time I look at this data and share it with you, I'm already seeing September. To give you an idea just now, today is Tuesday, the 30th of September. I've already seen what September looks like, and I'll share that data with you next month around the same time again, and we'll see whether the channel has grown or whether it has declined. But more importantly for me, it's just about consistently making content. I'm trying to make daily videos, and often I take a day off here or there. So this week, I think Sunday was the day off of not producing any videos, just to give myself a bit of a mental rest, and also just to enjoy the location that we're currently living in, and some time for my wife and I to have to ourselves. Next up is the estimated revenue. This is the one that you all want to know. How much money did you make, John? But before I do that, before I give you the number, let me just very quickly state I want to say a couple of personal thanks. I want to thank Matt Dillon, who just sent me a £2 donation on the channel through a super thanks. Thank you so much, Matt. That's greatly appreciated. I'll put the details on screen here. I want to say thank you so much to a mate, Peter Gillies in Australia, who has recently lost his mother and is about to do a personal challenge, a huge walk for charity. He's sending me a donation on the platform, and in return, I've sent him a donation to go do his charity walk. Now, I met Peter through going to Tool gigs. Yes, I'm sitting here with my Metallica t-shirt on, but I met Peter going to Tool gigs internationally. We've kept in contact, and he follows the channel, and he recently lost his mother, as I have recently lost my father, and we connected over the share of grief and just mutual motivation for each other. You don't know Peter, you have no connection to him. However, I would like to share down in the description Peter's charity page. If anybody is feeling generous whatsoever and wants to go and read his story and what he's up to, his link is down below. Thank you so much, brother. I wish you the best. I also want to thank, is that F.A. Scott Smith, I think, I don't know how you would pronounce that, who sent me £50 as a super thanks on the YouTube page. Just again, blows me away that people send this kind of money. In a forthcoming video, I'm going to dive a little bit more deeper into this topic. But thank you so much, Scott, if that's your name, for sending me that donation. Blows my mind. And I also want to thank Rabsy Nesbitt, who's been continually sending me a couple of pounds over the last couple of weeks. So thank you. And lastly, in all of this, I want to thank my ex-colleague and good friend, Ant, and his wife, Sarah. I've worked with Anthony through multiple businesses. He's a dude, you're just a legend. Thank you so much. I've loved working with you, and I'm sad that we're not going to continue to working together, but who knows what comes down the line. Sending me a couple of quid for Yvonne and I to go get a coffee. So thank you. That is the sponsorship section. Let's get back to giving you the crucial information, which of course is how much did I make in the month? Here is the screen right here. So for the month of August, £381.44. So that was about almost half of what I had made in the month of July. Again, a step down, but if you look at the chart, for me, it's just about consistency. If I'm able to earn somewhere around £300, £400, £500, more than that really starts to make life significantly easier when I'm traveling in the likes of Malaysia here and wherever the other adventures take us to. But this is purely from AdSense and any tips that are given through the YouTube platform. Now again, I'll mention this to any potential creators. YouTube is taking 45% cut of your earnings. So the 381 is that post YouTube taking their cut from it. Yes, 45%. There's no negotiation in that. It doesn't change depending on how big you become as a creator. That is always YouTube's cut. That's why down below I give you links to things like Ko-Fi, which is buy me a coffee, because Ko-Fi takes, I think, 10%. I'll check that and I'll put it in here, which means significantly less of your donation money is going to the pockets of the likes of YouTube, for example, and Google. However, there is absolutely no requirement for anybody to send me anything. The fact that people enjoy this content and want to send me something just blows my mind, and Yvonne and I are immensely grateful. We have used that money to buy dinner, and anything that's been left over, we've given it as tips. I had a number of messages about the last video when we were in the street market and the young girl who came, and I thought she was selling me water, and then I quickly realised she was just looking for some money for water for herself. Look, I have a pocket with some notes in it that I use for handing out here and there. It's a very small amount to give away to people who are considerably less fortunate than we are. So spreading a little bit of goodwill here and there is not going to hamper our travels, all right? So I appreciate people messaging me about it. However, I do feel it's important to pass it on. I've been fortunate enough to have had a good job, and I've talked about this in other videos. I've been able to save some money up. I have taken this decision to travel, and we've sold all of our possessions. So me giving back to somebody who's maybe a little bit in more need isn't a major concern. Right, so that's that detail, £381.44. That's probably what you're here for. Now let me cover off a few other topics. Where did the top content come from? Well, the eBay is broken video did 20,000 views. The no job did 19,000 views. And then as you can see, just from the top performing videos, the lowest was 2.9K. All right, eBay is broken. You can see here on this window, the performance, you can see that it quickly climbs and then suddenly it drops off, right? The line flattens out. That's YouTube now has sent this out as far as it thinks it's worth. And then beyond that, it's not promoting your video anymore. That's your video technically dead at that point. Now, it's not impossible for things to pick up again down the line and carry on, but I would consider unless something really interesting happens to that content, that's it, it's over, it's had its life cycle. In the next screen, you can see that it gained 192 subscribers. So welcome to those subscribers. I hope you're finding this content interesting. All right, that video in terms of revenue brought in £106.93. So thank you so much to everybody who watched that video. As I mentioned, I published 23 videos in the month of August, and that's what brought in the 381 revenue. And my worst performing video in that particular month was 10 days to go, which was a countdown video to us preparing to exit our house. Now that video brought in 1.5K in views, and again you can see the line. It initially spiked with viewers engaging and then it just dropped off. That's how things happen here on YouTube. If you are making videos, don't sweat that stuff. Make another video and move on. It's a psychological barrier that you need to push through in order to grow your channel on YouTube. I'm telling you all of this, I'm not an expert, I'm not a guru, but I think I've got a very good feel for how to work on this platform and how to generate some sort of an income. Maybe you're not thinking about quitting a job, but you just want to have an extra revenue stream. Find the motivation, make something, post it, tell me about it, I'd love to see it. And of course that video brought in 2 subscribers, so for me that was still a win, still worth posting that video. So hello to those 2 people that content resonated with, welcome. All right, and of course, revenue still brought in £7.76. As I showed you the other day in the street markets here, you can eat for £7.76 very well here. So that's just for me a meal and a way to survive here whilst we're traveling. That is it. That is all of the content that I've got for you today in this series. If you're interested in seeing past videos, I'll put a playlist here that you can go back and see the other months and what I've earned, and I'll continue sharing this information as I move on through the other months. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my YouTube members who have signed up. I've got some new people to add in to the screen. Marina, who my throat's just gone dry. It's so warm up here on the 39th floor of this apartment complex. And again, in the coming videos, I'll let you see exactly what our apartment looks like and how much it costs to stay here for a month in the facilities that are available. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.